So right now I just drove by this homeless gentleman that lives up here in Flagstaff that the first time I ever recognized him, one of his favorite haunts is McDonald's just down the street here on Milton Road. I saw him going off, yelling at someone, like he really wanted to throw blows. And he's kind of a tall gentleman, so it was a little bit it was a little bit intimidating. The guy's probably like 6'1", probably around maybe 60, no more than 64. But yeah, he wears big hiking boots. He's dressed kind of okay, but he's just so angry. And I tried to have a few pleasantries with him just to kind of bring light into his day, because I see him at the mobile station I go to. I see him at that McDonald's. I kind of just see him around a lot. And so yeah, that's one homeless gentleman. And then I think about this other homeless gentleman that lived in Wilmington. When I lived in San Pedro, I went to church, went to a church that was in Wilmington. And this homeless person was completely different. He was a little older, maybe 66, 67, maybe even 70. But the guy, he had a long white beard, he had long white hair, and he was just always so happy and smiling and bowing and greeting people. And he would hang out in the garden of the church, and he would go to mass. And sometimes I'd hear someone yelling out the responses behind me, and it's kind of impolite to look back around, so the whole mass I wouldn't really look at him. And then at the end of mass I'd be like, who was this individual that was yelling out the responses? And it would be him. And then he carried around a trumpet, and he could play it really well, and he'd play the trumpet. So he had like the love of music, the love of Christ, hanging out in this garden right next to the church, between the chapel and the church. He was a very, very happy individual. And I think that's telling, the difference between these. They both had to deal with the same thing. They both had to deal with the kindness of strangers to get by. They both had to sleep out in the cold. They both had to panhandle for money. But one's extremely aggressive and angry, and I couldn't even have any pleasantries with him. I've tried 2 or 3 times. He just looks for people to fight with or to argue with. And then the other person is just on cloud 9, even though he's homeless. He has his trumpet, he has mass, and I think it's very, very telling. Leave comment, hit like, dislike.